guys, I hope you're all well. I'm making some soup today. Got my big bag of tomatoes. There's about 1 kilo here. I got them out of my mum's garden, so hopefully they're going to taste the bomb. And I'm putting cannellini beans in my soup. If you don't like the beans, you can just leave it out and make like a pure tomato soup. It takes it barely any time at all, so really easy recipe. I'm gonna roast these with some garlic. I use about 6 cloves of garlic and take the skins off, and then when they're done I will put them in with the oil in the pan. Add the celery and the stock. You could put white wine in it if you want to indulge a little bit. I might use a chicken stock. You can make it purely vegetarian if you want and use a vegetable stock, but I like the flavour of a chicken stock more in soups. It just gives it that, I don't know, kind of a depth. Or you could even use a beef stock in tomato. Beef and tomato go really well together, so yeah. Just play light with it. You don't have to stick to my recipe. This is just what I personally like. So my battery's dying as well, which is very helpful. I'm going to get started. Let's get these bad boys open. So I'm just going to put these out on a baking tray. Turn the oven on would help, wouldn't it? What should we put them on? About 180. And you just need to place the tomatoes on the baking tray basically. Taking the green off. You can use red tomatoes, yellow, whatever, heritage, whatever you prefer, but these are just what I had to hand, so. Oh my god, they smell insane. If you've ever had a greenhouse before with tomatoes in, you will know the smell. I'm sorry about the oven, it's so loud, so if you can't hear me, that is why. So we're just doing this to get the skins off basically. You can boil them as well, but I feel like roasting gives more flavour than just boiling them in a pan of water. So I've got some mini ones as well, they can go in. But yeah, there's about 1 kilo there. I'm not 100% sure, I haven't weighed them, but we don't do things to the book here, so it's just trial and error basically. Just want to take your garlic cloves, take them straight off the bulb. You don't need to peel them. Make sure there's not loads of peel floating about. I usually take about 6 or 7. Just dot them around the pan in between the tomatoes. How many got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I may as well put the last one in. And then they just go into the oven. And then just get your olive oil and just do a bit of a drizzle over the top. You don't need stacks. You can tell I get through a lot of olive oil. I'm such a pig. Oven's on 180, and then you just bung them in. So I did just season those as well. You just want a sprinkle of pepper and a bit of salt. I forgot to add that, sorry, because I'm all over the place today. Clean up as you go. I think it's as annoying as a load of mess at the end of your cooking because nobody wants to clear that up. So you want to cook your tomatoes for about 30 minutes or till they're like a little bit sticky around the edges and it looks like the skin's coming away. While they're in the oven, I'm going to cut my celery up and get the pan on with the oil in, ready to cook the celery and onion and make the bulk of the soup. So let's go. I'm using a white onion. I don't usually use white. I really like red onions. I just find them a little bit sweeter, but white's the only one I've got in the house, so that is what we shall use. So I'm having to bend down as well. My tripod's not high enough for me to film properly yet. I need to get a new one. You got your onion and your 2 sticks of celery. I feel like celery is a really underrated vegetable, especially in soups. I love it. It just gives it like I don't know, it's almost like an earthy taste. It's almost like a bit like beetroot, I find. So yeah, love celery. I need to wash this though because it's filthy. So I'm just going to chop my onion. I'm sure you know how to chop a bloody vegetable. I don't need to tell you. And try not to make your eyes water because it stings like a bitch. I've got my pan on. There's about 2 tablespoons of oil in there. Olive oil. I tend to use olive oil just because I'm a pig. So in that goes. You want to soften your onions before you put any other veg in. I find it there's nothing worse than biting into a big piece of onion. So make sure they're soft. I'm just going to cut my celery up. And then when the onion's softened, just add the celery in. I'm going to lob those in. Right, so I've got my tomatoes out of the oven. They look amazing. They've gone real like crunchy on the outside. I've got to get rid of the skin now. Obviousthis is a very hot job, so I'm just going to peel it off. I think I need a knife and fork to do this, it's like burning my fingers. Be careful not to puncture the tomato because it will release all the juice and you don't want that, because you need that for your soup. So the skin isn't going in the soup, it's just going to be peeled off, which is harder than I thought it would be. It just takes a bit of persistence. Getting a facial at the same time with all this steam. I've de-skinned the tomatoes and taken the garlics out of their skins and put them into the pan. Now everything's just bubbling away. Turn it right down because you don't want the onions catching, and then mush it about a bit. It should be looking a little something like this. This might be a little bit dirty, but I am going to add some tomato puree because I just like how it thickens stuff. So a good dollop of that, I'd probably say about a tablespoon. I find for cooking, tomato puree is the one. I've added my stock, a pinch of sugar, just white sugar, just to sweeten it through a little bit. Some salt and pepper, and then just remember to keep tasting it so it's not too acidic or too sweet. And you could leave it lumpy if you like lumpy soup. I'm actually going to blend this till it's smooth and then add my cannellini beans, but you could leave it all whole. So when you're done, just spoon out into your bowl, and it is absolutely delicious, I can guarantee.